10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, we're very disturbed.
I got tickled. She was sitting there on the beat. She was start looking at the beats of the intro.
She's like, all right, not bad, not bad. Ah,
Intro.
what's up, man? It feels like it's been just months since I've seen you.
I know.
Dude, sorry I didn't get back in time last night.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, I love it.
We figured like, yep, he finally showed up at.
I got back at I did get back before I had to start my other chat, and I came back and I was the only one in the chat. I was like, I came back in and I was still sitting in the chat. And I was the only one. I was like, oh, okay, I missed it.
Well, I had to work on I finished up topics and I had to work on a project for work. It's okay. I worked on it all day today too, so
it took longer than I thought because when I got there, it turned out it was somebody who recognized me.
Yeah,
and they wanted to talk.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. Like, hey, I know you from YouTube.
That tends to happen when you got over 100,000 subscribers.
So yeah, so I was sitting there, and I was being nice. Dude was really nice. So it's him and his brother and stuff, and so we sat there and talked for a minute. And I wasn't trying to be rude, like, hey, I have to go. Give me the money and leave.
I'm actually on YouTube right now.
Yeah, yeah. But no, he was really nice. I enjoyed talking to the dude, and so yeah, it was just weird because it does happen sometimes. That's the first time it's ever happened to somebody that I was selling something to. And I post stuff. I post stuff on eBay. Actually, that's not true. I did sell something on eBay one time to one of my subs, but that's really only because he was looking for something specific to buy for a gift for somebody, and he recognized my background, that I take my pictures on the same background that I do the toy videos on, and he was looking for a toy to buy for a birthday gift, and he saw my background, and it happened to be the same kind of thing he was looking for, and so he bought it from me. But he was already like, yeah. But anyway, so but this was obviously a little bit different. But anyway, yeah. So we started talking, and then he wanted to talk about stuff from my other
TV in the background.
Do what?
Can you hear the TV in the background?
I don't hear a TV. No.
Okay, good.
I don't, unless the audience does. I don't know.
It's Jack Reacher, and they just got to like a fight scene.
Yeah. Since for life says, oh, Matt has subs that he hand delivers toys to. Yes, it was a toy.
Yeah.
It wasn't a toy. It was a toy.
Yeah.
So
it was a different kind of collectible.
Different kind of collectible. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I know I was selling something that. Anyway. Not going to get into that. This is the Geek Chat. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing? What's up, ladies?
Doing all right. I finished up the last revisions on the project I was working on about 30 minutes before the stream started. So,
oh, nice.
Let's wait for the next set.
Well, I assume everybody went and saw The Crow today. No. I haven't seen it either. Yeah, I was gonna go see it until I found out that was supposed to be Eric Draven.
Yeah, when we were talking about before, if it was like another version of The Crow, we were fine with it.
Yeah.
Then when they revealed it's a reboot of the original Crow.
Yeah. And I was like, nope. Because like I said, the trailer wasn't bad. I mean,
yeah.
If that had been any, like, just again, because from the comics and all this kind of shit,
there's always been more than one Crow. It's like they finished their like
it's a thing that happens to different people. And if it had been like just another, like a continuation of that, and the Crow gets someone else, and I was like, okay, the trailer looks decent. But when I heard it was,
they can't get past the stupid rebooting and everything.
no,
Just continue a story, do an independent story.
Yeah.
The Crow is perfect for that.
yeah, it really is, because it can be a different person each time. And but when I heard that it was Eric Draven, I'm like, nope, fuck you. There's only one Eric Draven, and I know I will watch the movie. I'm just not going to go to the movies to pay for it. And look, it might be an okay movie. I have no idea. I haven't seen it. It might suck. It might be okay. I don't know. But it is disrespectful to fans and to fucking Brandon Lee to be rebooting that.
Oh yeah.
This isn't just like some old movie where, hey, since that's happened, the person who starred in that movie died. No, the dude died on the fucking movie.
Yep.
It was his last fucking movie, and it has become iconic because of that. No, well, not because of that. It got its start to become iconic because of that. Because let's be honest, for those of us that remember when The Crow first came out, like a lot of people, first of all, it didn't do that great at the box office right off the bat. And second, it gained cult status because people were curious about the fact that he had died making the movie. But then from that, people started to realize how great a movie it was. So you don't take that and just like shit on his memory with some new movie, right? Especially when the story allows you to fucking do all you had to do was name the character something else. You can literally do the exact same movie of whatever they made and just name the character something else. That's all you have to do.
As soon as they made it Eric Draven, I lost all interest.
Yeah. So I'll probably
I would have watched it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it on the website, but I'm not going to pay for it. So
no,
I'll see. I'll try to watch it sometime this week, and you know, like I said, maybe it's a decent movie. I have no idea, but no, it's fucking disrespectful at that point. So
oh yeah,
no, I'm not paying to see that. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. That's really the only movie that's come out here this week. But since we didn't do a show last week,
or the week
before, I missed 2 of these in a row. But last week I did go see Alien Romulus, and I know I've talked about it little bits here and there on some of the other shows that I've done. But this is the Geek Chat, so I want to talk officially about Alien Romulus. So I saw the movie. Now, I have seen some people that I'm subscribed to, that have said this is without a doubt the best Alien movie ever. To which I say, are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, I watched both the Red Letter Media's and the Drinker, their review. Both Red Letter and the Drinker hated it.
Well, I don't know why you would hate it. It was a good movie.
Well, the Red Letter said the first 30 minutes was good. Then it went like crap. Like different.
No, it's a good, solid Aliens movie. Me and my wife had just watched,
and they
the
said
entire Alien franchise.
too. The guy that plays her protector android was the best character in the entire.
Oh yeah, Andy's great, dude. Andy is the best character in the movie. He's a great character. She's a good character. Look, all the characters were good. Andy was great. All the other characters were good. The story was good. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was a solid Alien movie. It's better than Aliens 3. It's better than Aliens Resurrection. You know,
3 was
I would put it on the level, it's okay. So it's better than Aliens 3, better than Alien Resurrection, better than AVP 2, better than Alien Covenant. I would put it on par with Prometheus. I like Prometheus a lot, even though I don't really consider it an Aliens movie because the alien doesn't even show up until the after credits scene.
If they didn't make some of the changes to Prometheus, it would have been better because the one guy gets transformed by the goo and they burn him like a spacesuit thing. The original look for him, he's starting to look more like a xenomorph.
Yeah. And like I said,
they turn him into like a zombie-looking guy.
Yeah, I think Prometheus is a really good sci-fi movie. It's just kind of, I understand why they didn't call it Alien Prometheus because there's no fucking aliens in it.
Yeah.
Like there's no xenomorphs in it.
I don't like the retconning of the origin of the xenomorphs, because the xenomorphs are old. They established it a long time ago. Then they changed.
Well, yeah, they did. But it's still, I still maintain Prometheus is a really good sci-fi movie. Like it's well done, great cast, great characters. The story's solid and tight. They did retcon Xenomorph stuff, which I don't like, because I'm a huge fan of all those Dark Horse comics where they delved really deep into the history of the aliens. I don't like that they retconned that, but I cannot ignore the fact
there's a home planet with two
different species. Yeah,
species that basically they have their own civil war type thing.
Yeah, but even though there's things about that movie I don't like as a fan, I cannot deny it's a really good movie. Like it's a good movie. But I would put this on par with that. It ties in a little bit with the first Aliens movie, first Alien, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good Alien movie. But again, it is like Alien and Aliens are on a whole different level. That is cinema gold. Those are film classics, and it's nowhere near that. But as when you start comparing it to the other Alien movies, like it's pretty good. It was enjoyable. I liked it, but
I was trying to click on a comment to bring it up. I can't. This is not my bad. I was bringing up AK like Alien Genocide, the comic.
Oh yes, yeah. Aliens Genocide, the comic, which I loved. Where they for those that haven't read it, like you're probably not going to, but. If I remember right, they go to the alien planet because they're using something from the aliens to make some kind of steroid or drug.
I can't remember.
And so I think it's Weyland Yutani or some corporation puts together a crew because they think they found the aliens' home planet. So they go, is it Royal Jelly? Is that what they called it? I can't remember what it's called, but they put together a crew to go find the alien home planet because they think they found it. And then when they get there, they're like, okay, cool. And this is far in the future. So they actually know how to take care of aliens at that point. They got better tech, all this kind of stuff. And they get there and they're like, oh, we got this. We'll just start hunting them and we'll harvest them. But then they get there and there's a whole separate species of other aliens that are bigger, badder, meaner, and they're red instead of black. And you find out the ones that the humans have been dealing with for, at that point, a few hundred years are like the runts. They're the weak ones that are getting slaughtered on their own home planet. And they're like, oh, fuck, we're fucked. It's a great story. It's a really good story. That was my absolute favorite comic out of all the Aliens and Predator and RoboCop and all that Dark Horse stuff that I read back in the day. It was fucking fantastic. I love that shit back then. I would love to see them do a movie of that. Do that movie.
Or do an actual adaptation of the AVP in the comics.
Yeah. Which, to be honest, I really like the first Alien versus Predator movie. I like it a lot.
Well, it would have been better if they let them do an R-rated version of that one.
It totally would have been way fucking better.
Some of the things they did too is just come on, you're in the Antarctic. Make people look like they're cold.
Yeah.
They're standing on the outside of the ship on the railings in the Antarctic, and it looks like it's like a summer day.
Oh, I've got a coat.
I got a coat. There's no condensation coming out of their mouth or anything.
I know there are many ways that it is not a good movie. For one, for budget, and they did it really cheaply. And there's a lot of things. That movie was not made for a lot of money. That movie was made for a very, very small budget. Because the last Alien movie was Resurrection, which was I think 10 years earlier, and the last Predator movie at that point was I don't think Predators had come out yet, so it was Predator 2 from 1991 with Danny Glover. So both those franchises were kind of not at the top of people's list when that movie came out, and they got enough money from Fox to make it was a low budget movie is what it was. And I thought for what it was, I find the movie very fun. It's got a lot of little things in it that don't make sense when it comes to, like you said, it takes place in Antarctica. And at one point at the end of the movie, the main chick is running around in a tank top outside. Like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
You'd be dead in about 20 seconds. But so there's shit like that in there. But I like the movie a lot. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The second one's like steaming pile of dog shit.
She was like one of the type of people too. Like, can you turn the air conditioning down in the car? I'm cold.
Yeah, exactly. That's Blade's mom. The same chick who played Blade's mom in the first Blade movie. Yeah. I forget her name. My wife knows her name because my wife's a fan of hers. Watches her and all kinds of shit. But my wife watches. My wife loves Tyler Perry movies. So that chick is in a bunch of Tyler Perry movies, and so my wife knows all about her. What's her Sinai Lathan? I think is her name. I think that's her name.
What's sad is they gave AVP2 the R rating.
They gave it the R rating. They gave it more money, yet it's way fucking worse.
Yeah. Like they took the wrong things that people didn't like about AVP1. It's mainly because it was PG-13. It's like,
yeah.
Neither Aliens or Predator should be a PG-13 movie.
No.
And they put them both fighting each other in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know, man. The Aliens, to be honest, like the Aliens and Predator movie franchises are honestly real hit or miss.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are.
Predators, when they went off planet, when they captured all those different soldiers that put on the planet. It was like
I like that one a lot.
I hated the fact they didn't continue that, and they like basically kind of did like a.
Well, instead, the next Predator movie we got was Predator, which was that one where they. Dude, I've only seen it once. I don't really remember.
New like a giant predator guy thing.
Giant predator. Wasn't there like some kind of? Oh, dude, I got to go back and watch it because I don't remember. I remember thinking it was.
I to watch it because I heard it so bad. It's like
I remember thinking like, oh well, that was okay, I guess, but that was kind of disappointing. Basically, it was just a movie. One thing I do remember about the movie was there was a lot of fucking. It was like a nostalgia movie. Like they threw in a lot of fucking lines from the original 2 Predator movies. Like I think "Get to the Chopper" was in. There was like all kinds of shit.
That's what they did with the Alien Romulus too, though. They threw in all kinds of lines that didn't even belong.
Yeah, it was a weird movie that I've only ever watched once, and it wasn't very good. Romulus,
like the whole line, like "Get away from her, you bitch" things like
that. They threw in there, and you know what it felt like? It felt exactly like in Star Trek Into Darkness when they had Spock say "Con." Where you're just like, nah, that ain't right.
Yeah,
like it's not. No, this is not the situation for that, and it shouldn't have
the emotional connection between like Ripley and Newt.
Exactly. And so, while I did like the movie, like I said, I liked the movie. That was a moment where you kind of get taken out of the movie a little bit because you're like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but don't. You know what I mean?
They accelerated the gestation time of the aliens. What I heard too.
Well, I mean, they did that starting in fucking Alien 3. Mm-hmm. They've been doing that where they gestate within like less than an hour. That was in Alien 3. They were doing that in Alien 3. They were doing that in Alien's Resurrection. Dude, they did that in Alien versus Predator. They've done that a lot. That the whole it takes like in the very first movie it was like a day and a half.
2 days.
And then in the second movie it was less than a day because there was soldiers that got captured that they had to go in and kill like later that same day who started to have the stuff bursting out of their chest. So every movie they've kind of shortened it a little bit. So that didn't bother me.
That was the whole point too. If the capturing humans and fastening them to the wall like in Aliens, it's like because it takes a while from the gestate, they wanted them there in the hive. And
the other thing is. So, and if you've seen Alien Romulus, you know this. Alien Romulus has the aliens are different. They're created in a lab.
Okay.
So it's not like so they basically. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to see it because it is a good movie. But how do I say that? Okay, so Rook is in the movie, Remember, everybody remembers Rook from the first movie.
Yep.
Okay, the android. So another Rook, because apparently that's like the doctor/scientist model of android. There's another Rook in this movie who was on the space station, who was doing experiments, and they salvaged the Nostromo, and they
which makes no sense too, though, because Nostromo blew up with 3 nuclear explosions. There was nothing left.
Yeah, they went. Well, okay, so I don't know if it was just the Nostromo. They went to the area the Nostromo blew up, and they pulled. Okay, no, it was sorry. They didn't. They did salvage the Nostromo, but they went to the area that the thing blew up, and they pulled the fucking charred remains of the alien that she had burned just outside of the Nostromo in the shuttle's fucking afterburn.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled that in, and they started experimenting on it, and they got the DNA from it. And then there's a little bit of a nod back to Prometheus, because they find this fucking they when they experiment on it, they basically get that black goo from Prometheus, and they're using it to create face huggers. And because they want to experiment on them and see what kind of stuff, because it's Weyland-Yutani, they want to experiment. Every fucking movie has to have Weyland-Yutani doing some shady shit because they want to experiment on the aliens. And that's what they're doing on that space station. They're taking the DNA out of that black goo and growing face huggers, and they're keeping them in cryo. They're keeping them frozen in cryo, and then when the people get there, the reason they go to the ship to salvage it is because they want to salvage the cryopods so they can get off the shithole planet they live on. But they don't have
a lot easier for them to do is just go to the original planet that aliens that they found the face huggers in the first place, and because they established that colony on that planet, and have them be there and using those.
Well, that was the thing, though. They didn't know where that planet was because the Nostromo blew up before it could send any information back. Like, they were sent to that planet to investigate, but then the Nostromo blew up, so they didn't know what the fuck if they had actually found anything on that planet. So they went to investigate the Nostromo blowing up because nothing got out of the Nostromo. And remember, they didn't find Ripley for 52 years. Yeah. So they didn't know what happened. They knew they sent them there because there might have been something on that planet. Yeah. And then the Nostromo blew up.
Well, it would have made a little more sense though than just trying to clone them right off the bat and getting these face huggers, because it makes things more convoluted than they need to be. Because they did set up they established a colony on the planet. And if I remember correctly, that was one of the reasons they set there, is just basically an experiment of the people with the aliens. And they just had it be like earlier experiment.
Yeah.
It's just mudding up the origin of the aliens is what I just don't like. Like, which Prometheus started.
Yeah, Prometheus is what did it. Turned into the whole fucking...
It's just continuing more of the muddying up the origin of the xenomorphs, instead of just being a planet of xenomorphs.
Well, this doesn't really do anything with the origin per se. It's basically experiments. They were taking the DNA and cloning face huggers is what they were doing, and they never intended to make aliens. They never intended to make xenomorphs. They were just trying to clone face huggers because they thought that was enough for them to experiment on. So they were cloning face huggers from the DNA they had found, and then, of course, something happens to the station. It ends up fucking going dormant, but the cryopods that all the face huggers were in were still active. So everything was fine until these dudes showed up and started fucking with shit, trying to take the cryo stuff offline because they wanted to steal it and salvage it. And then all the face huggers fucking thaw out, and then everything goes to shit. That's essentially what happens in the first like fucking 20 minutes of the movie. Is this salvage team goes specifically to fucking salvage the cryo, and then the face huggers fucking thaw out because there was no xenomorphs on the ship. It was just the fucking face huggers. So anyway, I liked the movie. I thought it was a fun aliens movie. Andy is a great character. However, as I said, one thing that, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember, but I'd never heard it established until this movie that all the androids that are made have very specific roles. Like the Rook android from the first movie, he is the scientist / doctor that Weyland makes. And So I don't know what Bishop was. I don't know what model he was, but he's a specific model made for specific tasks. And so when I watched the movie, they
outdated model or something. What they said?
Well, and the Andy model is a fucking miner model. That's what he is. He's a mining android. And I was like, why'd they have to make the mining android fucking black? He's a great character on the movie, but that was like, okay. But yeah, they made the mining android black. I was like, so the one you made for hard labor in the mines, you're just like, make him a black dude. But no, he's a great character. Like, he was a really good character in the movie. Best character, hands down. But anyway, I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. But it's just not even close to the same tier of movies that the first two are. Because those two movies constantly show up in lists of like the top 100 films of all time. This is not that level of movie at all. So these people out there saying it's the best fucking aliens movie ever, you're full of shit. Shut up. Like, that's part of the problem too. I think that's part of the problem with movie critics nowadays is they're creating their own backlash, because they go out there and you take them, like, especially now in the age of woke, right, where everybody is constantly on the verge of fucking wondering, is something going to be woke?
Yeah. Well,
right? And then when critics come out and overpraise something, everybody goes, it's probably woke bullshit. And so they create their own backlash. Like, they come out there and they verbally fillet some fucking movie. And this was a good movie. It's just not like... people, when you start saying it's better than the original Alien and Aliens, dude, you're full of shit. And then the other thing is, the only reason those motherfuckers like say that shit is because they're afraid, because, oh, well, the android's black and the main character's a woman, we better say it's the best fucking alien movie ever, because we want to keep our fucking DEI woke points as a movie critic. Now, look, I don't got a problem with characters being black or women. I mean, because look at fucking Ripley has been the main character through all of Aliens. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me. And I didn't get the impression that it was woke at all in this movie.
Well, that's what we were talking about last night, too, with the new Myth of the Wukong game. It's getting bad reviews because it don't have a lot of diversity, because it's about Chinese mythological characters.
And it should.
I don't know. A lot of magical creatures seem to be very diverse to me.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the movie's not woke.
Everything to be ugly in modern games, DEI games.
Yeah, the DEI woke bullshit is fucking up movies, because what happens is, like, even when you get to a movie like this, which, again, I watched it, I got no woke fucking vibes in this movie at all. And especially when you're watching an Aliens movie, like, we're just kind of used to the main character is always going to be a chick. Right? That's what we've, like, even Alien versus Predator, right? Main character was a chick. So it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I didn't feel like it was woke.
It's one thing I like about with Predators.
They come out and fucking overdo it because they think, oh, the android's black and the main character's a chick, so we got to say it's the greatest fucking thing in the world. No, because all you're doing is pushing people away who might actually have just gone and watched it as an alien movie. Because if you, the critics, are saying it's the greatest fucking thing ever, everybody's going to think it's just woke bullshit. And I think that's what happens. Everybody's like, well, if it's probably woke bullshit. It's not, but I understand.
Everybody's got a knee-jerk reaction to it now. Like you said, it's in everything. It's got to the point where now, even if the movie didn't have anything with it, the actors couldn't keep their mouth shut saying that it is.
I know.
And that killed interest in the movies when they did that. What was one of those big one? The Dungeons and Dragons movie. They come, all the actors talking about how woke it was.
I remember that.
And it hurt the movie.
Which sucked, because it was such a good movie that deserved a sequel.
Yeah.
It wasn't woke at all.
It didn't have any of that nonsense in it. But they kept telling everybody it did. It's like, why would you sabotage your own movie? It's like, now producers and stuff are actually going through a point where saying, we're not mentioning anything in this stuff movie. I made a point not to because we want the movie to be for everybody.
Yeah,
that was on the new Twisters movie. The director come out saying, I didn't mention this political topic. That's like that said it didn't. Climate change is not causing the Twisters.
Yeah. By the way, I watched Twisters. Speaking of that movie, I watched Twisters finally, a month late, but I watched that movie. No woke stuff in the movie whatsoever. However, boring as shit. Like, I don't know why people were like fucking coming out of that movie acting like it's the greatest fucking thing they've ever seen.
Maybe it's because of the fact that it didn't have any crap in it.
Maybe, but it was such rehashed bullshit.
It's gotten to be where it's a very refreshing when you find a movie it don't.
I mean, it's true. That's true. Yes, you're right. That is true.
Fantastic because it didn't have it, and they even made fun of it.
Yeah. No, and there was no woke bullshit in that movie at all. But it was just so formulaic. It was boring. I told my wife, we were sitting there watching the movie, and like 5 minutes into the movie, no, actually, not even. When the first scene comes on, I turned to my wife and I said, watch. That group of friends right there, they're all going to die except for that chick. And then what's going to happen is that chick's going to become like, she's going to hate tornadoes and fucking storm chasing and all this stuff. And then, but later on, she's going to meet the good looking cowboy who's going to change her mind, and she's going to get back into storm chasing again until some big tornado comes along that they have to try and figure out a way to stop. And that's the whole fucking movie. And I called it in the first like 45 seconds of the fucking movie. And that's the whole fucking movie. And it was just
one movie.
I was like, God damn it.
That Jason Momoa movie that came out a while back, where his daughter is basically the one getting revenge on everybody. I caught it for the very first minute. It's like after the attacks, like he's dead. That's it. He's in her head.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I did like that movie though. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, but no,
I caught it right on the right off the bat. It's like he's dead.
It's just that Twisters is so fucking predictable. Like it's predictable to the point that it's not enjoyable. To me, maybe obviously some people enjoyed it. Cool, great. If you like the movie, awesome. I was just bored because every fucking step of the way, I was like, well, I know what's going to happen. So like every scene was very like, like, oh, we got to have that scene in there. Oh, we got to have that scene in there. Like it was real, like by the numbers fucking filmmaking. So
AK was asking where we watch movies at.
Currently, I'm watching on a place called netmovies.to. There's another one that I watch sometimes too called FlixHive. FlixHive, what is it? FlixHive.to.
If you have trouble finding it, just join our Discord, either one of our Discords, and send us a DM or something.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I liked Aliens. Twisters was boring, to be honest. Oh, I watched this other movie, Long Legs, this new Nicolas Cage movie about a serial killer. Just stay away from it. Like I thought, I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan, so I thought, oh, cool. And he's doing like a fucking dramatic serial killer fucking movie.
I did hear a rumor that they try to get him to come back in Wolverine Deadpool to be Ghost Rider.
That would have been cool. I would have liked to have seen that. Although, to be honest, like there was more than enough of that type of stuff in the movie. But
with Ghost Rider in the movie, it'd be almost like overkill, like on the hero side.
Yeah,
because people don't realize
Ghost Rider would have been the most powerful person in that movie.
Well, he could have just tanked the whole ending scene and absorbed the whole thing. And really, though, would those even rods work on the Ghost Rider, like the TVA rods?
Probably not. No, I don't think so. Let's see. What else did I watch this last 2 weeks? Oh, I watched Borderlands. We didn't get a chance to really talk about that, but it's awful.
I heard.
I mean,
apparently the director has something but for gilfs.
Well, it's just like it's visually, it's a pretty movie. Like the special effects were great, but that's it. The story was just boring as shit. And then, like I said in some chat, I don't remember when. Like for some reason, at the end of the movie, the main character turns into Jean Grey, becoming the Phoenix. Like, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
was
I
telling
agree
me
with that.
that's like actually a thing in the games, maybe. But like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's fucking weird, but it's just a shit movie. It's just a shit movie. Got a super chat here. Guillermo, handyman to the stars. How much for a vintage Stuttering John action figure? This is the Coors Light grip version. Probably a lot. Probably a lot.
Oh, I got a shipping notification from Amazon. My Marauders Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter?
The Marauders version. With the blue tank top.
Oh, yeah. This is fun. Now I'm just entertained by the chat.
Well, chat's blowing up.
It's fucking trolling. Don't worry about it.
No.
It's trolling. Dude, I've been doing this for 15 years. This happens once in a while. It's fun when it happens. I just like to watch the chat.
No.
They come in, they say a bunch of weird fucking shit, and then they drop in super chats that never pay out, by the way, because they cancel them all. So, trust me, I've been doing this since fucking you could stream on YouTube on my other channel.
That's kind of sad. People, that's what they do.
I mean, I use the word trolling. I mean, usually it's just people coming in and just messing around. But
Yeah. Get a new hobby.
so that's fine. I don't care shit. They want to have
I
fun.
don't care. It's just kind of silly.
Trust me, it's happened many times before. See, they're in the chat like, no, that's not true. We're here. I mean, hey, if you're here, awesome. That's great. But I'm just saying, I've had that happen many times on my other channel where just like 100 people that I don't know show up to a chat, drop a bunch of super chats, and then when you check them the next day, all those super chats are gone. So, but hey, whatever. If you guys are here, you want to have fun, I'm down with it. I wonder what channel that's on though. I don't have the things. Is that on the Geek Fusion channel or is that on the NEA channel? I can't tell which channel it's on.
Oh, let's see.
I don't know. Actually, if it's on the NEA channel, it might be somewhat legitimate. I can't tell. But let's read the super chats anyway. Why the fuck not? I don't give a shit. Those effing Shuleys, I don't know what a fucking Shuley is, but I'm sorry they ruined your career. Prince Gat says, console or PC Master Race? Discuss. I have both. I don't game that much anymore, though. So, when I did, I gamed on my computer. But I used to game on Xbox. Xbox was like my go-to for a long time. Xbox was like, yeah, I mean, my son's got an Xbox. I've got consoles. I've got PlayStation, Xbox, all that shit in the house. I just don't use any of it.
It's on Geek Fusion. We'll see if 4 Live said.
Oh, it's on GFTV? All right. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. CC Turtle says, you guys fracking? Like BSG fracking? Or like pulling oil out of the ground?
Yeah, but we're multi-billionaires fracking oil out of the ground.
Let's see. Texas Long Dog says, I don't ever cancel my super chats. You can bet on that. Well, good. Well, I would hope so. Meeting a fellow Texan such as myself, I would hope so. Savage dropped one in. This one definitely won't pay out. What's up, Savage? I haven't seen you in a while. Worst Viking ever. Oh, come on. Give yourself some credit. Sup, fellow Vag Slayers. Free money, no canceling. All right. That's fine. Like I said, I've just seen it happen many times. I've seen it happen many. I'm not trying to besmirch all you new gentlemen's reputation. I've just seen this. I've seen this thing happen before. And the other times it has happened, it was just people coming in and fucking around. So, but feel free if you want to. I don't care. Everybody's welcome. Even trolls. I love trolls. Trolls are fun. Here's the thing about YouTube. Well, social media in general is people have no fucking tolerance for people that do not 100% agree with every fucking thing they say or in any way, shape, or form will question them. And you have that luxury, I guess, on social media and on YouTube and all that shit because you can just like block people and be like, fuck you. But how fucking boring is that? There's too many YouTube channels out there that are like that. Where, like, dear God, if you disagree with them, it's the end of the fucking world. And I've had a lot of channels that fucking like I've said something, whatever. Leave a comment, do this, do that, whatever, and they get so fucking butthurt.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, dude, I watch your channel. I'm subscribed to you. I like your content. I can disagree with it. And that's it. Like,
it's kind of like the 3PO badges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those fucktards. Like, Jesus Christ, don't say anything. Don't say anything. But whatever. Yeah, I like. Here's the thing about, and I use the term trolls. Forgive me if that offends you. I use the term trolls. People that come in and just like to fuck around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like trolls. Trolls are fun. They usually add something to the chat. What I don't like is trolls who will come in because there's like one specific thing they want to fuck with you on because they hate you and disagree with you and all this shit. But then you'll actually like have a conversation with them and try but they won't defend anything they're saying, because I've gotten that a lot from on my other channel because of the stuff we talk about there on the other channel. And people will come in and troll and throw their opinion around, and then they expect to be either booted or ignored. And then I'll fucking be like, okay, well, give me your argument or whatever. I'll have a conversation depending on what the fucking bullshit's about. And then all they want to do is just like, they don't ever want to actually like fucking have a conversation. They don't want to defend their argument or fucking defend why they don't like you or think you're wrong or whatever it is. Those trolls are fucking full of shit, because fuck them. If you either come in, have some fucking fun, or defend what the fuck you're saying. Pick one. Otherwise, you're just boring.
Well, I think they're picking on a smaller channel too. Like one of them mentions like, "When you got under 5K, we got over 20,000." It's like,
well, my other channel has 105,000 subscribers. So, I mean, this is my hobby channel. If you're on the Geek Fusion channel, then this is my hobby channel.
Yeah.
So
I think they think they're punching down, I guess.
That. I mean, I don't know. They might. I mean, for this channel, maybe they are punching down. I don't know. But for my other channel, they're not. So that's fine. I don't care. Just have fun. Add some cool conversation. Leave some cool comments. I don't give a shit. Let's see. Stylium says SJ slaughtered Sergeant Ojeda. See, I don't know. See, that's cool. I just don't have fucking clue what the fuck you're talking about. Who or what is SJ and who or what is Sergeant Ojeda? I don't know. Explain.
I guess where I mentioned like Sergeant Slaughter figure.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Pest says Shuli is known for fake super chats. Don't know who the fuck Shuli is, but cool. Master of Violence says, this is the No Pussy Play podcast, or am I in the wrong room? No Pussy Play podcast. I don't know. I don't know what that is. So you might be in the wrong room. I have no idea. Says for Life says, it's on the Geek Fusion. I'll give you a real super chat. Much love. There you go. Shalino says, "Where I'm getting super chats and still bitching." I wasn't bitching, but let's be honest here, dudes. Let's be real fucking clear. Come on.
You're going to cancel them.
100 people show up, start dropping super chats while saying some weird shit that none of us know what you're talking about. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. El Diablo says, the guy on the right, it's been years since you saw titties, correct? I don't know which one of us is on the right for you, but I just saw my wife's titties this morning, but, you know. Byron says, you got a Mike Morse figure, Ice Wallow Cum. I don't know. Dude, I don't know what you're saying.
Well, I think Byron
says
you're
saying it, but I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
I think he says he swallows cum or something, I think.
I mean, he might. I don't know. Pete D says you couldn't go the extra mile and dye your beard too. No, my wife won't let me. Steve says, Liam, is that you? Oh, Guillermo's back, says, I like your action figure collections. Raising another way to say you're celibate. So English isn't your first language, I can tell. But that's okay. It's all right. No, I'm not celibate. I'm married. I have 4 kids. I do like the vagina. Thank you very much. But that's okay. It's okay. Carrie Gronvelt says, Stuttering John eats worms. When's the last time you heard the name Stuttering John? I don't even know anybody who fucking, like, remember when Howard Stern was a big deal and you would hear the name Stuttering John dude, I don't even remember the last time I heard anybody even mention Howard Stern, much less Stuttering fucking John.
Yeah.
I can't remember, like, the last time that Howard Stern or anybody in the Howard Stern fucking vicinity was even relevant to
ever since he went to like a
society.
paid podcast, or you had to pay for a subscription fee, like satellite radio stuff.
Yeah, like, dude,
died.
back in the 90s and even the early 2000s, like, Howard Stern was a big fucking deal. I can't remember the last time I've heard somebody even mention his fucking name. You know what I mean? It's been a while. It's been a fucking while.
I used to listen to him on the radio, but when I was driving and stuff, and
I did too.
He went to satellite only. Was it Sirius he went to or something like that? And they took him off the regular air. And it's like,
yeah, wasn't he like the? He was like the premier guy that helped Sirius kick off.
Yep.
Like that. He was like that. That was their big deal. Was when Sirius Radio became a thing, they got Howard Stern to be like their front runner.
He was kind of like the Joe Rogan of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Skullzo Photo says, fuck Mike Morse. Moreverse is not as good as Levy. See, I don't know if these dudes are even from America. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, Slapjaw Timothy Smallwood. Oh, you got a Smallwood. Sorry. Did you guys heard the tapes from DC2 Classics? Texas Long Dog says, so when none of these are canceled, will you come on TSN and apologize? I don't know what TSN is.
Nope.
I have no idea what TSN is. Let me know what TSN is. What the fuck is TSN? Because as somebody who's I've been doing YouTube since 2010, and I've had this happen many times. So, and every time it goes the same way. So, forgive me for assuming it's the exact same thing. Or you could just tell me what TSN is. What is TSN? Is that a channel?
They're saying the Shulu Network.
The Schuler Network? Guillermo says, do you guys live at home with your mothers? No.
No.
Pete D says,
unlike most of the people that's doing this little silly thing, we actually own our houses.
CC Tursa, do your t-shirts zip up in the back? That's not a t-shirt. That's a sex slave outfit. Mike's shitty internet provider. Heart me a fresh shave Shuli. Thoughts about Jews. I don't. What?
Yeah.
Slapjaw Timothy Smallwood. Phil, how is Bam doing these days? Who's Phil? Or Bam? Pet says, thoughts on gay frogs. Oh, I got one for you. Thoughts on gay frogs.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
That's my thoughts on gay frogs.
I love that video every time I see it.
That's my thoughts on gay frogs. The Master of Violence tease out for Kamala. Tease, like titties?
For this
I don't know what you're saying, but have fun with that.
For this
if you like Kamala, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's probably they're putting their little testicles out for Kamala.
Apar says, Stuttering John is an expert in Star Wars. FKB. FKB. Fuck Biden? Or does FKB stand for something else? I don't know. We'll just say he's saying fuck Biden because I like that one. Chilino says, you just crossed the Duke. John Wayne? He's dead. Worst Viking ever. Do you think they will make Dr. Druid a Laotian lesbian in the MCU? Probably. They probably fucking will. And it'll fucking suck. Because that's fucking retarded.
You got to put a chick in it and make it lame and gay.
Ghost Crusader TV, the Shuli Network. I've never heard of the Shuli Network. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The Shuli Net. He's Jewish. He can't help it on YouTube. Okay? Nobody gives a shit. Well, okay. Normally I would say nobody gives a shit if you're Jewish. But in today's day and age, some people definitely give a shit if you're Jewish. Nowadays, just go to a college campus and you'll see all kinds of little Nazi brown shirt fucking wannabes. Phileo Randy, you two espresso martinis into writing nuts to butt. Dude, y'all's comments just don't make any fucking sense. Sith for Life is right. These make me feel like I'm having a stroke. It's true. Ghost Crusader TV says, Shuli from Howard Stern sent it. I don't know who the fuck Shuli is. Okay, we were just talking about the fact that I haven't even heard Howard Stern's fucking name in like a decade. I don't keep up with what the fuck he's doing. I don't know who the fuck Shuli is. But he's apparently Jewish. I know that much about him. But that's all I know. So good for him, I guess. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Nowadays, though, nowadays I would think with the way the fucking left is acting up, I would think you probably don't want to tell people you're Jewish because you might get attacked.
Oh, I see. I found it on the Shuli Network. They actually were live streaming them rating their live stream.
They were live streaming what?
They were put our live stream on their live stream and sent people to do this.
Oh, okay. So it was legitimate. It wasn't just trolls. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of the Shuli Network. What kind of channel is that?
No clue.
Okay.
Never heard of them.
Master of Violence says Geeks and Gamers adjacent Dabbleverse. I know who Geeks and Gamers is. I used to be subscribed to him. Not anymore. He kind of went off the rails, but Dabbleverse. I don't know what Dabbleverse is, but there you go. Grave999 says a leftist channel. Is the Shuli Network a leftist channel? You wouldn't like me then. You wouldn't like me at all. And you certainly would hate my other fucking channel if that's true. You would hate it. Although that's not true. I got on my other channel, I have a healthy dose of people who are more left. Now, not hardcore leftist woke tards. They hate me. But like I'm whatever. I'm libertarian, but my other channels I would definitely say it's a libertarian channel, but certainly a lot of things I believe in, most people would say, "Oh, that's right-wing shit." It's not. It's actually libertarian shit, but yeah, leftists don't particularly like me. So, If the Shuli network is a leftist network. I don't know. But at this point, I don't know what anybody's saying in the fucking chat. So I'm just fucking paying attention to the fucking super chats. Ghost Crusaders TV says, Chrissy Mayer from Nerdrotic. No, they are a leftist channel. They have Anthony Cumina on every other week.
Oh, it says they're not a leftist channel.
I mean, I know who Nerdrotic is.
Yeah.
I don't know who Chrissy Mayer is.
No clue.
They are not a leftist channel. They have Anthony Camino on every other week. Okay. Yeah, I know who Nerdrotic is. I like Nerdrotic.
No clue who are the.
But see, here's the thing. Nerdrotic here. Okay. Let me critique something here. So channels like Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic, who I find very entertaining, and I like watching their videos and I like watching their clips and stuff like that on occasion. How do I say this? Sometimes they get too deep into the woods. Not Nerdrotic, but like Geeks and Gamers. So you should watch it. I've been subscribed to him. I was subscribed to Geeks and Gamers 2013, 2014. Was it that long ago? Fuck, I can't remember. It was before he got really, really deep into the weeds of like the everything has to be about being anti-woke, which look, I hate woke shit. Woke shit fucking sucks. It ruins everything. And woke people are fucking retards. However, when your whole channel becomes about that, it's like, dude, can you talk about games again for a minute? Just for a minute? Like talk about some geek stuff other than how much you hate fucking Kathleen Kennedy? I don't know. I get burnt out. And that's probably pisses people in here if you're coming from someplace that's similar to Geeks and Gamers. But like at a certain point, like when you spend as much time bitching about the woke people as the woke people spend bitching about the people on the right or anybody who doesn't agree with them at this point.
Yep.
And it just starts to all sound like the same. It's like just a bunch of people bitching. And sometimes I just want some real entertainment. I like being informed. I like Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic's better than most. But like a lot like, I don't know. Whatever. It's just a critique. Like do some other stuff once in a while, man. Not everything has to be like, not everything has to be a new story about the Acolyte. Yes, the Acolyte sucked. It was a steaming pile of shit. It was woke, retarded, fuckstick, fucking piles of dog shit.
That hadn't.
However, I don't need to hear about it from 37 fucking channels every goddamn day.
The more things that anybody had any problem with the Acolyte was the fact they didn't take any time to research before writing any of it.
Oh, it's fucking steaming piles of dog shit.
Oh yeah.
That show was so bad, and I watched every episode because it was like watching a car wreck. I wanted to see how bad it would get, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Now, fortunately, I don't pay for Disney Plus, so I pirated the whole fucking thing. But because fuck them, I'm not giving them money for that shit. But goddamn, like I was watching, like I watched because I just like I can't believe how fucking bad this is from the very beginning, and everything was bad. It wasn't just that it was woke. In fact, crazy enough, what overshadowed the woke of the bullshit was the just horrible writing, horrible fucking costumes, horrible acting, horrible dialogue, horrible special effects. And it's supposed to be like the most expensive Disney Star Wars show they've ever fucking produced, and it was fucking awful. It was so bad, it made you forget it was woke.
Like I think like each episode costs like 10 times the budget of Godzilla -1.
It's fucking insane that you can dump that much fucking money into a fucking show and have it be like if everything else was well done. It was a good story. The actors were good. The dialogue was good. The special effects were good. The set pieces were good. But it had woke shit in it. Like it would have been better. Like it actually would have been a better fucking show if you just got people that knew how to fucking write a goddamn Star Wars show and knew how to act in a Star Wars show and knew how to write characters for a Star Wars show. You couldn't even fucking do that. Like at least you gotta like look, if you're gonna insert your bullshit fucking politics into a show, write a good show first and then slide the shit in on the down low so that way people will actually watch, but they can't even fucking do that. They're so fucking retarded, they can't even do that.
It's like one of our favorite things, like classic Star Trek. Very left-wing leaning show, but both of us loved that show growing up.
Yeah, I love fucking Star Trek, and it's always been a more left-leaning show. I mean, to be honest though, the left of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s was very different from modern left-wing shit.
True.
Right? So it was quote-unquote left-wing for back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't like fucking woke, but I mean, now it is with fucking the new shit that's come out in the last 5 or 6 years, but Star Trek was always more left-wing, but it was good. It was a fucking good show.
Yeah.
So nobody
They got
gave a
the same
shit.
on par writing and not researching any of the canon before. And like I watched this one video where they were making fun of the fact where the new Discovery ship was the first one to ever leave the galactic barrier.
Oh, I saw that shit. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I saw that shit. Fuck you. No, it's not.
Well, in TOS and TNG, they left our galaxy.
Yeah. All right, Daniel dropped in super chat. Damn, Cornel West just dropped out and endorsed Trump. Didn't see that coming. Really? Stewie Felt. What did you feel, Stewie? Sadness? Joy? Anyway, are those Shogun Warriors in the background? No, I don't have any Shogun Warriors. I was never into that show. That show was after my time. Like by the time Shogun Warriors came out, like where I could watch it here in the United States, I was not a kid anymore. Like so I never connected with Shogun Warriors. They're cool looking, but the Shogun Warriors never clicked with me. It was just one of those things that came a little bit after my time. I know, like Shogun Warriors though, like it was an 80s show, but it like didn't make it to the United States till like the mid fucking 90s or something.
Now, unless he's talking about the big 2 foot tall mechs, like the Shogun Warriors from the late 70s.
I don't know. I'm thinking of those. Remember the Shogun Warriors that fucking what again? I didn't watch the show. What are they, like fucking futuristic samurai looking motherfuckers? It was a cartoon.
I think he's referring to the robots, which I actually have a couple of those downstairs.
Oh, maybe.
These are not Shoguns. These are Transformers.
Tara out there in the chat says, "Can we get some more butch BBW les in the woke movies instead of femme male fantasies? I feel discriminated." I'm sorry, Tara. It's true. Well, I mean, we did have. I mean, she's not lesbian, but we had Gina Carano in Star Wars for a couple seasons. I feel like Gina Carano is one of those people that like probably attracts both straight dudes and lesbians. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that's it. But anyway, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go. How about this? I'll go look. What's the? You said it was the Shuli Network. Is that what this is?
Yeah. And Stu was talking about the big Shoguns, the robots. Actually, I have the Godzilla, and I got 2 ratings.
I gotta look.
They've actually started reissuing the old ones, and you can get brand new ones like that. You can get them from Entertainment Earth. Because vintage Shoguns have gone like through the roof.
The Shuli Network.
See if Live puts you a link to their YouTube channel in the chat. Their last live stream that ended had us in it.
Shuli Network is a network of podcasts featuring organic, in-the-moment comedy. Comedian Shuli Edgar, friends, the Reverend Bob. I know Reverend Bob Levy. Mike Morse, don't know who that is. Anchor the flagship Uncle Rico show, a live, on-the-spot roast show dedicated to stuttering John Melendez. Again, I haven't heard that dude's name in a long time. Every Uncle Rico show, the guys are handed a package of stuttering John clips that they just watch and react in real time. Never personal, never planned, just funny. Never heard of this channel before.
Nope.
Sorry. John in the chat says, "Are all nerds gay?" No. Most of them aren't gay. I do know some gay nerds, though. I do know some. I have a good friend who's a gay nerd. He's a huge fucking nerd. Most of them aren't, though. Oddly enough. Which is weird. Because when I was a kid in the 80s, like if you were a nerd, right? Like you were the dude who never got laid. So like if you liked Star Trek, like I did, you didn't talk about that. You didn't talk about that at school. You didn't talk about that with your friends, right? Like you would just go home and watch Star Trek on the weekends, you know, when it came on like Sunday night or whatever, but you didn't go out and then talk about it. Same thing with Star Wars and shit like that, right? If you were a geek, you didn't talk about it when I was a kid. Now,
the only place you had to talk about geeky stuff is the local comic shop.
Well,
if you were lucky enough to have one.
Well, but now, like, it's like because being a geek is mainstream because of fucking, you know, because of MCU movies and everything else, right? Like, it's all mainstream now. So you've got people
late 90s, you had like late 90s shifts, people starting getting more into like becoming more mainstream, starting with like Blade and X-Men and all that.
Well, because what it is there's a bunch of dudes like us that grew up in the 80s where you just didn't really talk about your fucking geek shit, right?
Yep.
Who are now adults, married, got kids, all this kind of stuff. And now it's okay to be like, yeah, fuck it, I like this stupid shit. I like comic books. I like action figures. I like all this stuff. And so now you can fucking talk about that shit and nobody's like fucking, what's his face from Nerds. Nerd! You know what I mean? Because everybody likes Marvel. Well, let me scratch that. Hold up. Everybody likes what Marvel was up till Endgame, anyway. But everybody liked Marvel. Everybody used to like Star Wars. Everybody used to like Star Trek, right? It became all mainstream. So you got a bunch of dudes now in their 30s and 40s who are like married and have kids, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to collect action figures. That's what you have. Because, like, I didn't get to talk about this shit when I was a fucking kid. So I'm going to talk about it now. That's what happens. Andrew P. says, fight, 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 arm the unbroken. Mm-hmm. Old Man Butt Wrinkles in the chat just says penis and pussy. Just because. Thank you, Butt Wrinkles. I appreciate that. It's true. Yep. Stewie Felt says, my local comic shop was mainly a baseball card shop, so the owners didn't give a shit about comics. Dude, I had some of those growing up. Whereas like they had the comics at the back, and like it was cool because you could go there sometimes and find shit like nobody else fucking had, because not a lot of people went there. But they never took care of their shit. Like you'd be lucky if you found a comic book in good condition. Like they might have some cool shit. They'd be fucked up because they didn't put anything in bags and boards. They fucking left it at the back of the shop because they only cared about baseball cards and you know sports cards and shit like that. And they like had this stuff in there like begrudgingly, like, yeah, we got to put some of this shit in there because some people want it, and they treated it like shit. Yep. I had a place like that growing up.
Yeah, there was one similar to that. Growing up until a local geek, he actually put it in a full-on comic book shop and actually took care of the books, and you can actually subscribe and fill out your order books and stuff. The other dude had order books where you can, like the previous books, you can order out. And he would bag and board and stuff, but he would use the cheapest bags and boards. So basically, you have to throw them out as soon as you get your books. They were very like acidic backboards and cheap plastic bags, just for the looks. And he's putting stuff in bags and boards.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew P says, "Arm the unborn." Cunt Shop says, I don't want to sound too much of a patronizing cunt, but yeah, those grew up in the 80s, now have the income to spend on plastic Hulk Hogan's or of art. No, it's exactly what it is, right? Like you get to a point where it's like, oh, here's all this cool shit that I didn't get as a kid or couldn't get as a kid or couldn't talk about as a kid. And then you grow up and you have a little, you know, you have some disposable income. You're like, fuck it. I want to buy this shit because I still like it. I mean, you don't like it the same way you did as a kid, right? But you like looking at it. You like putting it on a shelf, right? Like it's really, it's what I imagine. I never got into baseball cards or anything like that, but I imagine it's the same thing as like people who collect baseball cards, right? Like they're like, oh, I like having it. Like, what are you doing with the baseball cards? Well, you're not fucking doing anything with them, but you like having them. It's the same like, remember in the 90s when all those old ladies were collecting fucking Beanie Babies or something, right? Like, what the fuck are you collecting Beanie Babies for? I don't know. I just like them, right? Like, it's the same thing. It's just like, I just like having this shit. I have another collection which people on my other channel know about. Do I need all the things in that? I don't need them all, but I like fucking having them.
And there's a couple Easter eggs in your collection behind you. If you
there is a couple of Easter eggs in my collection behind me of what my other collection is that you can't see on this chat. You will notice them on this shelf and this shelf. I won't say what they are, but you have eyes. Anyway, that's my other collection. And I don't need all the things that I have, but I like fucking having them. I like it. Terry out there in the chat says, I want a Big Bertha movie. Big Bertha.
She's like the female Blob in Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, doesn't she like fucking grow and shrink, though? Like she can be normal? Or am I thinking of a different character?
I think they have changed her powers where she can do that. I don't think
I'm thinking of some character that like can look normal, but then she can like turn into.
Well, you're thinking the same one. I think they actually retconned her powers where she does that now.
Okay.
I don't think she used to be able to control how big she was until later on.
Yeah. Oh, Grizzlehorn, he got it. He says, "I love my Grand." I don't have a Grand for my collection. I need to get one. I've been wanting one for years. I need to get with the CMP and just get a fucking and just get one. But anyway, for those that know what the CMP is, which most of my audience does. Stewie out there in the chat says, I enjoy collecting paperbacks more than collectibles, so I can at least enjoy reading them whenever I want. See, that's my wife. She fucking loves books. You should see our bedroom. It's lined with fucking bookshelves. That's what my wife collects. She loves having books. She always has. Like, that's just a thing for her. Books are her thing. This and the other thing is my thing. But yeah, she's got so many fucking books. And like, yeah. And you're right. Like, to be honest, like as a collection, like books actually make way more sense than this. They really do. Because you can actually read them and gain knowledge from them. I mean, just purely as like just an unbiased opinion, books make way more sense to fucking collect than action figures. You're absolutely right. So good on you, Stewie. Good on you, Stewie. But I still collect these fucking things. Stewie says Big Bertha was a supermodel in her secret identity. That's what it was, right? Like because she was shrink.
So she's had that ability from the get-go where she gets skinny. Then
that's okay.
Okay.
Leo out in the chat says, I have my collection of porn. Probably also something more useful. So it's true. Well, although there are some people on YouTube who probably use their toys as porn. And we all know who I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
That fucking creepy ass motherfucker talks about getting turned on by his fucking action figures. Fucked up ass weirdo motherfucker. Oh. Let's see. Stewie says, I do have a few shrink wrap hardbacks I've never opened, but yeah, at least you can take the figures and whatnot out of the boxes. My wife's got some of those too. Like I bought a book for her a couple years ago for Christmas. I bought her a 19. Fuck, what was it? I bought her an old copy of it was a leather-bound copy from either the 1950s or the 1960s of was it Dante's Inferno? Oh. No, it was not Dante's Inferno. What's the other one about the levels of hell? It's another one other than Dante's Inferno. Anyway, I bought her one of these books because she likes old books and classic stories and stuff like that. And I bought her this leather-bound book that I got her for Christmas that I had found that somebody was selling still in the original shrink wrap. And it cost me a lot of money. But it was really nice. Beautiful. The book has never even been opened, right? And I'm like, fuck, she's going to love this. And she did. She's never fucking opened it. It's still in the shrink wrap. I'm like, are you at least going to fucking open it? Like, no. She's like, no, I want to leave it in there. She's like, I can read the story online. I don't need the fucking thing to read the story. She's like, but dude, I got to, so my wife does that shit too.
Well, JB and Cannon's in the chat too.
The what?
JB and Cannon are both in the chat.
Oh, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
JB says Plastic Man says hello.
Of course he does. You and Plastic Man been having some fun there? Mm-hmm.
It looks like all the trolls have left.
Maybe
for now. They made mentions like they was going to have another one rated.
I mean, now I don't think it was trolls. It was just people that fucking. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. What would you classify that as? Like one channel sends a bunch of people over to another channel, even though they've never fucking.
I think it's.
I don't know what you would call it. It's not really trolls.
Yeah.
I use the term trolls just because everybody does. I don't think they were really trolls.
They titled the thing as a raid. If that's what a raid is.
I mean, whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I've had that kind of stuff happen on my other channel. But that being said, I will say usually they just come in and talk shit. These people were actually, I mean, even though I didn't understand half of what the fuck they were saying because they're referencing people I don't know, they weren't like just coming in and talking shit. So
Stewie said he's staying and he likes their content. So
there you go. Well, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know who the hell.
He said a raid can be either good or bad.
All right. Raid Shadow Legends. This is for life. Cunt Chops 23. By the way, great fucking name. Cunt Chops. I don't know why. I don't know what that means, but those two words together just fucking work. Cunt Chops. Okay, shitheads. I'm back off to the other shitheads. You were just chosen randomly, meant nothing. Good luck. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cunt Chops. That's a great name. I don't know why that name makes me laugh. Cunt Chops. I like it. That's like one of my other guys in the chat. I got a few favorite names. Boob Sweat, which his full name is Boob Sweat is lubrication for titty fucking. That's a great name. I love that one. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I love it when you come across just like a really good fucking name on YouTube that just throws you off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. Cunt Chops makes me smile. Cunt Chops.
AK's full name. We just can't say that one.
Yeah, YouTube. When you say fucking his name, YouTube thinks it's a fucking slur. Fucking hell. Let's see. What's this? Stewie says Shuli comes from a place of wanting to get smaller channels more exposure. They just go off on current. They just go off of current number of people watching the stream. You guys were the fourth one they rated. Okay, that's what it was. I had no fucking clue. I have been quote unquote rated before on my other channel, but it was always people just come in and like fucking do everything they can to fucking get you kicked off YouTube. You know what I mean?
It'd just be nice to know what they're actually doing.
Well, yeah, no, because what I've had is they'll come in and they'll drop like the N word a bunch of times because they're trying to get the YouTube algorithm to fucking pick up on shit, so it'll get you kicked off YouTube.
Well, Boob Sweat's in the chat.
Oh, Boob Sweat. See? Well, he did change his name. Boob Sweat leads to pearl necklaces. It used to be Boob Sweat, what was it? It was Boob Sweat is great for titty fucking, I think is what the full name was. And then he changed it. But I love that name. I've always loved that name.
Well,
it's fucking great.
AK was wondering, like, I don't know what slur name is meant to be. It's like, it's what Rocket Raccoon is.
Yeah.
That's what they thought. It took us, what, 3 or 4 months to get them to fix that.
Let's see. Tara says, I thought of starting a toy channel, but Tara's toy box might bring the wrong viewers or the right ones. That's true.
Hey,
Tara's toy box.
There was a stripper that had a toy chat for a while, channel. Bella's Toy Chest.
Bella's Toy Chest? Yes. Dude, I used to, before I started my own toy channel, I used to play some of her stuff on live chats on my other channel because we would make fun of it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody watches like, you barely watch it to figure out, is this chick a stripper?
Dude, she totally is. No. We looked her up one time on a live chat. We looked her up one time on a live chat. She has a Facebook page, and if you follow, I forget how we got there, but she's a stripper in Florida.
Yep.
That's what she is. But we should make fun of her because she looks like a unicorn. She's got this bump on her fucking head for some reason that looks like she's fucking about to sprout a fucking unicorn horn. Like she's not an attractive woman. She just has big tits. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And But her hook was she starts the fucking for those that haven't seen, she starts every fucking video like with the camera close up on her tits, where she's usually wearing practically nothing. And you can also tell her tits are totally fucking fake, and not like a good fake boob job.
Yeah, they don't move at all.
They don't move at all. They look rock hard. Like it looks like a bad boob job. And anyway, I used to play some of her fucking videos on the stream, and we used to joke. I was like, that I would start a channel called like Matt's Toy Box, and I would start every chat just with a close up on my fucking cock, and just and then the camera pans back and it's me.
She did a few streams where she just wore nothing but one of those aprons.
Oh yeah, she just wear an apron,
and one of them were she's wearing a see-through top. Like, seriously?
It's just like, and you could, but I will give her a little bit of credit. You could tell if you actually would watch the videos.
She likes toys.
She actually did like toys, and she had like good taste as a collector. As far as
like Shogun Warriors, she's probably got the biggest collection of Godzilla Shoguns I've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like she would have been more successful as a toy channel if she hadn't just done the whole stare at my tits thing, because people would have taken her seriously. Because I think she had a good collection of toys, and she knew what she was talking about, and she knew as a collector, like she knew the things you needed to know as a collector, and she had like good information, but like she just fucking made her channel about her tits, and so people didn't take her fucking seriously.
I think too, she probably would have kept at her toy channel a little longer too, but when COVID hit, that shut down the strip club. That was their main source of income.
Yeah.
She shut down. She quit doing YouTube and started doing on video stuff. She opened up OnlyFans and started advertising her OnlyFans on her toy channel and stuff. And which
she says some people panic when they see the jump in chats and disconnect. I don't know why you would disconnect. Why the fuck would you disconnect? That would not be my first instinct. Oh, I gotta shut the chat down. There's too many people here. The fuck? What are you, retarded?
And I can see people like just getting annoyed and banning people, but not disconnecting.
Yeah. Let's see. Quindy Q says, I wanted to create a comic about a stuttering retard whose superpowers is having a radioactive hemorrhoid. Dude, you should. That'd be fucking hilarious. What does this hemorrhoid do, though? Like, that's what you got to come up with. The hemorrhoid's got to like do something.
Oh, forget what like the entire premise of it. A friend of mine is like he's got the comic book shop. He thought it'd be like a funny comic, have like a crazy homeless man that had like a raccoon in his pants. The comic books,
but like a radioactive raccoon that when he lets it out, it attacks bad guys, and he goes after people like the Punisher. Maybe that's what your radioactive hemorrhoid can do. Like it's alive, but the hemorrhoid. So what happened is, here's what happened. So you've got the stuttering retard who honestly most of the time he just doesn't know what's going on. And the hemorrhoid has gained sentience. And the hemorrhoid's actually smarter than the dude. So the hemorrhoid kind of feels responsible for the dude, right? And then one day some criminals kick the stuttering retard's ass and almost kill him. And so the hemorrhoid is like, it's time for revenge. And he just goes on a Punisher killing spree. And you like either the hemorrhoid's got to be able to like have like grow arms. In fact, I think that's better. If the hemorrhoid just takes over the dude's body, then
he's
that's
got a Watto on his butt.
But I want, I'm yeah, exactly like Watto from fucking what you call it, and the hemorrhoid grows arms and has guns. So all you see is like a bent over, stuttering, retarded dude with like a hole in his pants and a little hemorrhoidal face with two arms holding guns, just going around killing people Punisher style. I like this. I guarantee you could make that comic book and people would buy that shit. I would buy that shit. I'd read that. The hemorrhoid goes all fucking Punisher to defend the kid. Or better yet, maybe like the kid, maybe the kid like fucking, I don't know, saw something he shouldn't have, so like the mob's after him, so the hemorrhoid has to protect him. I don't know. We can work with this. I like this.
Stu says he used to watch a movie reaction channel. The chick went full OnlyFans. He quit doing reviews.
Well, yeah, because apparently there's enough desperate fucking retarded fucking incel men out there that'll pay to watch some chick online. The fuck? I'm sorry. Porn's free, people. Why are you paying these fucking chicks fucking money? I mean, good. I got nothing.
Cars and houses.
I got nothing against them for doing it because there are retarded dudes out there who will pay them money. Like, yeah, why not take advantage of that? Because if people are stupid enough to fucking pay you money to show your tits on OnlyFans and pay you a monthly fee, why the fuck not? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But what's stupid is the dudes who pay for that shit. What the fuck is wrong with those people? Why would you pay for that shit? First of all, I've never met a dude so ugly that he couldn't get laid. Next, as I said, porn is free. Okay? You don't have to fucking pay for it. So, the fuck? The OnlyFans blows me away. But then again, I'm that dude that doesn't like strip clubs either because I'm like, why the fuck would you go someplace and pay to get turned on and go home alone? Strip clubs have never made sense to me. Even when I was younger, I was like, I don't get this. Why? I had friends that were like, they wanted to go to the fucking strip club every weekend. I'm like, why? You drop like $500 every time you fucking go, and you go home alone. These strippers don't give a fuck about you. You're not gonna like fucking get lucky one night. The fuck is the point?
It's same level of like it's not as with the strip clubs. People going to Hooters think they're going to get lucky.
Yeah. By the way, welcome to the Geek Fusion TV OnlyFans and Tits chat. Fuck not. Who gives a shit? Anyway.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Stewie Phelps, like I always thought the Goon would have made it translate well into live action.
The Goon. Remind me what that is.
I remember what I'm thinking about. It's the big like got the it's hard. Here, I'll just send it in the private chat.
I'm blanking on the Goon. That one I don't know.
There you go. I pulled it up on Google.
Let me see. The Goon. Oh, I've never read that book, but I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that in shops and stuff. I've seen that in comic shops. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I know I've seen those covers before. Leo says, how are they going to get paid if we don't pay for porn? They're not, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's like people that go to, what was it, the Pornhub and sign up there and like get the paid premium thing so they don't get ads.
Dude, if you're like, I'm just saying, let me throw this out there. If you watch porn so much that the ads bother you, you've got a fucking problem. You've got a problem. If you watch porn so much, you're like, I just can't take another fucking ad. Dude, you got issues. That's all I'm saying. You need to step away from the fucking computer. There's real women out in the world. You know that, right? Like, you're watching, like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. No. Back away, push away from the keyboard. Back away. Go take a walk outside. I don't know, go to the mall. I hear nowadays you can pick up chicks at Walmart, whatever. Like, there's something out there for you. I remember what the fuck we were going to talk about tonight. I got all threw it off tonight. Whatever. Oh, I think right before everybody showed up, I was saying Borderlands sucks. It does. Don't go watch it. It sucks.
And I've seen so many people talking about like the director like seriously has a gilf fetish. Like David Lee Curtis, low cut like tops, and
I'll be honest, I don't even like. I was so checked out of that fucking movie. I don't remember. Like I remember she was in the movie. I couldn't have told you what the fuck she was wearing in the movies. I don't even fucking remember.
I've seen some of the pictures. He was right. Like she's wearing like super low cut stuff. It's like
I mean, look, if your thing is old gray-haired women, good for you. I don't give a shit. That's your kink. I don't give a fuck what people's kinks are. Not my thing, but whatever. You do you. I don't give a fuck.
Everybody talks about how bad the casting was for the movie. Like, no way matches what they should have been.
Uh-huh.
Except for maybe the dude with the.
Look at that. If
mask.
they can't step away from the computer. Everything's too sticky and stiff. It's probably true. If the ads bother you on porn, you're probably stuck to your fucking chair at that point. So
you hear a ripping sound every time you get up to go to the restroom.
308 says porn is not free anymore. New legislation has to verify age now. Easier to pay for VPN and come from another country with no age. You know way too much about that, 308. Porn isn't free anymore?
A lot of states have actually like set up where they ban access to like Pornhub.
Really? All right. Well,
because they don't want it. Well, what it is?
So if you live in a state, like what states are these? Like, do people live in states where you can't get porn at all, or
state I live in does it?
So you like if you want to look up porn, you're just screwed.
Oh, just Pornhub is like the one that does it.
Oh, just porn. So they just banned Pornhub.
Well, they want you to have age verification, and Pornhub's like there's no way to actually accurately do that because people can lie about their birth date. And require like people like to actually sign up and do memberships and stuff. And
I see. So because they know if you have a credit card, you're old enough to fucking.
Well, even that though, Pornhub just shut off for Virginia because they don't want to fool with the headache in case somebody slips away. So if somebody finds out their kid made an account, they can sue Pornhub.
Who the fuck's making accounts on these websites? Seriously. Granted, I have not looked at porn in a while, but like. You don't need a fucking account. Whatever. I don't know. Sounds stupid.
And Heavy J said...
People, there's real women in the world.
Heavy J said it happened in Texas, too.
It happened in Texas. What?
I guess
it happened
Pornhub.
in Texas with PB? PB. Oh, the Pornhub stuff happened in Texas? I don't know. I don't go to Pornhub. You know what's funny is a while back, when on my other channel, when YouTube started coming down really hard back in 2018 on channels that do what my other channel does, there was some guys in that community that actually went over because Pornhub was letting them post videos there. So there was those types of videos showing up on porn. And for a split second, I thought, should I get a Pornhub account and start posting videos over there? I didn't do it, but it was funny. Because everybody thought
about that.
Yeah, everybody thought, I mean, for sure, if you were doing that stuff, you know, like everybody thought, oh, YouTube's just going to fucking kick us all out. Where do we go? Fucking go to Pornhub. And there were channels that did that shit. They went over and made a Pornhub account and just to post the same stuff they were posting on YouTube. So
I wonder how that worked out.
I don't think anybody kept their Pornhub accounts, but let's see. Go Shadow says Discord bug out vehicle speeder bike video. Oh, what do we got here?
Syphilaf says you want to go to Pornhub to sell barbecue grills and gas masks.
Oh, dude, I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this before. This is loud is what that is. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've seen that video. It's that video of that dude who built a motorcycle to look like fucking Din Djarin's fucking speeder on Tatooine. And so like the wheels are covered up with like fucking mirrors. Have you seen that? Yeah, it's been around the internet for a while. That's a cool looking bike. I mean, I would never do that to a fucking motorcycle. Unless it was a really cheap fucking motorcycle. You got to be a big fucking Star Wars fan to do that shit to a motorcycle. But good for
like
you.
Tonka with bad dentures. Boba Fett was so bad. That soap show.
Boba Fett had 2 good episodes, and those were the ones that didn't have Boba Fett in it.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I didn't hate the Boba Fett show. Like, it was okay.
It wasn't Boba Fett.
Well, my thing is, and here let me I'll be real clear, and I don't know, I may have told you this before, but I've had an ongoing argument with Honda about this fucking thing for years now. I have a very different view of Boba Fett than most Star Wars fans, and that is that Boba Fett, growing up, was the most overrated Star Wars character ever because he had like 5 minutes of screen time, and the only reason anybody gave a shit about him is because he looked cool, so we bought his toys. And so my opinion was basically in canon, because we erased all the fucking expanded universe shit from the 90s. In canon, Boba Fett was just this dude that fucking got killed by a blind Han Solo accidentally hitting his backpack. Like,
didn't in the expanded universe though? Didn't he climb out the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah, but they erased all that shit. But
all right.
But in canon, like in canon, when the Boba Fett show came out, Boba Fett was not the end all be all badass, right? Like, so my opinion watching that show was I have no expectations for Boba Fett. He was an overrated character in the 80s, but he looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he barely showed up in the expanded universe when I was reading all those books anyway. And so I don't have like this, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. A lot of people my age have this really, really high bar for Boba Fett because it's fucking Boba Fett, and everybody remembers the toy and how cool he looked. And he does. He looks awesome. I love the toy. I still have one of the originals, but I didn't give much of a shit that they just treated Boba Fett the way they did in that show because I never thought Boba Fett. Like, I never looked at Boba Fett like he was Han Solo or like he was Anakin or anything like I never had like high expectations for him as a character.
Evil bounty hunter will take out anybody to, I want to be a peaceful warlord.
Yeah. And a lot of people had a problem with that. I just didn't give enough of a shit about the character to care.
And it didn't help the fact, too, the actors, I like the fact they actually did a little thing, like brought back from the Clone Wars, or the Jango Fett, same actor.
Yeah,
but they should have brought in the kid that played the young one and let him do it because the actor that played Jango Fett was way too old to be Boba Fett in that time period.
Yes,
the kid 100%. That played young Boba Fett in that movie is perfect. He actually looks a lot like him too.
Yep, he's like in his mid-30s, I think, now at this point. Yeah.
He would be
he's still an actor, and they totally, or honestly, I mean, it could have been that kid that'd been awesome, or they could have just gotten anybody to play Boba Fett because it's fucking Boba Fett.
Let's say if they want to just keep the nod of like, hey, we want to continue a film.
What they should have done, my opinion, what they should have done is they should have found an actor, another like a Maori actor, whoever they want, to be the new face of Boba Fett, and that the person can also be the face of anytime they do anything with clones or anything like that. They should have just picked a new actor, whether it's that kid or someone else. They should have picked a new actor to come in and play that role who's young enough to play that role and who can continue to like be the face of Jango Fett, Boba Fett, clones, whatever, for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they should have done.
That would have been smart. That I think was more along like the knee-jerk reaction because people hated the casting for young Han Solo, which the actor's not a terrible actor, but he's just not right for the part.
No, and I like him. He's been acting. I mean, that guy. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name now. Anyway, he's been in a bunch of stuff, and I like him as an actor. But he's fucking in his 60s when he did that. Like, dude, I'm sorry, you're too old to play this role.
Yeah.
Just get someone else. Like, it's not a big deal, and it's no offense to you, the actor. Just get someone else to play this role, because that person now has to be the fucking face of every time they want to do a clone or Boba Fett or Jango Fett or whoever the fuck else. You got to use this dude now.
Mid to late 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the 60s.
I think it was a bad call. But yeah, no, that show wasn't great. It just didn't offend me like it offended a lot of other people.
The best part was like when they reintroduced Boba Fett was his Mando episodes when we brought him back.
Oh yeah, he was great in Mando.
That was better.
It was funny. The thing I hated the most about
series was terribly written.
Yeah, the thing I hated the most about the fucking Boba Fett series was those fucking shitty ass space Vespas. Those were so fucking retarded.
I forgot about those.
God damn it! That's the thing that bugged me the most. I was like, "What the fuck is this stupid looking shit?" Space Vespas? You fucking kidding me?
Plus, too, like one of the things too, George Lucas had his ideal look for that universe. No earthly style fasteners on clothes.
No,
and the space Vespas, like they were on real zipper jackets. Yeah, they were on scooters. They were space scooters. And it makes no sense on Tatooine. It would on like one of their like more like city worlds that would have made more sense. Something that stupid, but on Tatooine made zero sense whatsoever. Yeah. Plus, their like clothes had like zippers all over it, which one of the things that
stupid
George Lucas never wanted in Star Wars.
Yep. Stewie says, I bought the original Boba Fett figure with a Kimmer proof of purchase stamp. I don't think that's how I got mine. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. I only remember as a kid ever getting one toy through like mail order shit, and that was the Transformers Trailblazer. Because when he was the one that you couldn't get at retail. I think Boba Fett I probably just got from the fucking store. So
yeah, the robot points were really cool. Like you can actually save up and actually buy Transformers to the robot points. They had some that were never released in stores, like the like Camshaft, Overdrive, and forget the third one.
No, you know everything about.
There were called Omnibots, and you could buy them in the store. Reflector was that way too. The original Reflector, you only buy it through robot points.
By the way, Stewie's right about this, and we've talked about this before. Getting what's his face, because he does look uncannily like a young Mark Hamill. Yep. But just the idea, like the whole idea of fucking everything they've done with Star Wars. Now with the Mandalorian stuff, it wasn't bad. I would have rather seen a real actor play the role, like Sebastian Stan. But at least when Luke did show up, it was fine, I guess. But what really gets me is the whole sequel stuff. Should have never happened that way. The sequels should have taken place in the same time period that the fucking Mandalorian takes place in, which is 5 years after Jedi. And they should have recast Leia, Luke, and Han. They should have just recast those characters. I'm sorry, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, even Harrison Ford. You are not bigger than those fucking characters. Recast them and do stories in that time period. None of this fucking 35 years later bullshit. Empire's gone, but here's the First Order and all this other book. It was stupid. It was fucking stupid. We want to see stuff. Those of us who are Star Wars fans want to see stuff that at least in some ways mirror what we got in the expanded universe back in the 90s. Because that shit was great. And even if you want to add your own twist to it, because I know they said the expanded universe isn't canon, whatever, you have so many good stories to at least pull inspiration from. And we want to see I don't give a fuck about Rey. I don't give a fuck about Kylo Ren. Although Finn was actually a good character who they did dirty. They treated that actor and that character like such shit. Finn should have been, if you're going to do those shitty movies, Finn should have been the fucking hero. What better fucking redemption story than an ex-stormtrooper who becomes the hero, who becomes the Jedi? You know what I mean? That would have been fucking great. And I feel so bad for that actor because he's bitched about it a lot. He's like, because they basically, by the second movie, they treated him like a fucking side character who basically follows Rey around like a fucking lovesick puppy dog. They treated his character like such dog shit. And he was the only decent character in the whole fucking thing. But, no, I mean, they should have just fucking started up 5 years later. I mean, again, they're doing it with Mandalorian now because they finally realized, oh, this is what people want? Yeah, no shit. We've been telling you that since you bought the fucking franchise. Just recast and do more stories from that era. We want to see Luke, Leia, and Han. That's who we want to fucking see.
I just put in the private chat. It's like he's played a young Harrison Ford in a movie with Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie with Blake Lively. She's basically immortal, and they're dating. And he dated like Blake Lively as a young man. As then he met her. She started dating his son or grandson or something like that, and he figured out that it's the same woman. And they had him play a young Harrison Ford, and he looks like Harrison Ford. Why would you not just cast him? He's done it before.
Yeah.
And he can even sound like
I don't know why Disney can't get the fucking message here. I mean, look. Oh, fuck. I completely forgot about this. Let's talk about the Acolyte getting fucking canceled. Why? Because it fucking sucked.
Yep.
And everybody's like, oh, it's fucking toxic bullshit, this, that, whatever. No, it's because nobody liked it. Because, first of all, the show was fucking awful. Second, you then went out before the show came out and told a bunch of people, this show's not for you, white men. Okay, so most of them didn't fucking watch it, and now you're butthurt?
Why did you watch the show? We told you not to watch.
Yeah, you told people not to fucking watch the show because it's not
you got the
for
main actress talking about like her main goal was to make white people cry.
Yeah. Well, guess what? They didn't watch your fucking show, and it fucking failed. Good job. You accomplished what you set out to fucking do. You know what I mean? You told people not to fucking watch the show. They didn't, and then it got canceled.
We accepted your terms, and we didn't watch it.
Yeah. Or those of us like me, we pirated it because I'm not paying for fucking Disney Plus. You know what I mean? But I saw this shit here. This is
plus you don't want to sign up for Disney Plus, and Disney Plus will use that terms of service for excuse to kill you.
So
did you see that?
I want to watch this. I was gonna put this on the show anyway tonight because this shit is fucking hilarious. This is a compilation video of people losing their shit about the Acolyte getting canceled. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Some of it's fucking insane, though, by the way.
So the Acolyte was canceled.
It's definitely because incels didn't like two people of color holding
No, not at all, but okay.
hands. We're not going to forget that.
Okay, wait. You got to listen to this shit right here.
We're not going to forget that.
They've hit the second tower.
They hit the second tower? Did this dumb bitch just compare the Acolyte getting canceled to 9/11?
Sound like it.
Are you fucking retarded? What the hell?
Cheap creep, that's what I was getting ready to say. They use the terms of service to not husband's wife died from allergic reaction to eating in a restaurant in Disneyland.
Yep.
And then they're using the terms of service saying, oh, you can't sue us because you use Disney Plus.
Yep. I saw that shit.
Which is court. It's laughable what they're even doing.
What's funny is what I saw somebody respond with was, okay, so what everybody should do is sign up for a 7-day free trial, and then they can do whatever the fuck they want. We can pirate Disney Plus shit all day long, and Disney can't sue us. Right? Their own legal argument against them. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this bullshit.
It was set up to fail from the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. By the people that wrote and created it. That's very true. They set it up to fucking fail.
When the Acolyte was first announced as a female-run show with Leslie Headland at the helm, starring a black femme and a diversity of characters, unlike we had seen in a Star Wars project before, the review bombers took to the internet before the show even had a chance to air.
I understand that it got review bombed to an insane degree by so many people who were hating on it just because of what seemed like internal prejudice.
Amanda Stenberg, who not only gave a phenomenal performance as Osha, but also as her twin.
No, she's an awful. Well, okay, that's the only thing that's the only thing I've ever seen her in, and she was awful. I don't know if she's an awful actress across the board, but she was awful in her fucking show
whatsoever in that role.
Dude, none of the characters in that show were even the slight bit interesting.
You killed
None of them. And I watched the whole fucking thing. None of them were interesting in the least. There were no characters that were likable at all. Even in a Han Solo, roguish, likable type way. There were no good characters in that show. There's nobody you're rooting for in that show at all. Period.
Plus, the entire premise of the show was to break canon. It's like there's not supposed to be active Siths during this time period.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see.
Sister May had no choice but to stick up for themselves and defend herself against the vitriol.
Because they came out talking shit first. They came out and fucking promoted the show by talking shit. You can't be like, I'm defending myself when you started it. Well, that's not defense.
Their entire premise was like, well, the old fans are going to hate this because it's all female driven.
Every time you would see some interview with one of the stars or fucking what's her face, the writer and director, I can't remember her fucking name. As somebody pointed out here, Stewie, Weinstein's former personal assistant, because she was. Every time one of them would get in front of a fucking camera before the show came out, they would talk shit.
She also looks like a live action
saying we're here to fucking piss people off, and this isn't for white males, and all this stuff, and like we're gonna fucking redo your father's Star Wars. Like you can't say you're defending yourself when you started the shit.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you don't get to use that defense.
Well, also too, she also looks like a live action Lego.
She fucking does.
Her head is just completely square.
Well, all right. Let's see what else these fucking crazy people are saying.
And bigotry that she was receiving because Lucasfilm did not protect her.
What? We so bored don't fuck with yo discourse. The fuck does that even mean?
She she made this weird retarded video just to
later, Stewie,
the fan base.
Okay. Whatever. Let's see.
The supposed Star Wars fans were divided, and by that I mean incels of the internet and of Twitter.
Managed to pull off enemies to lovers so well.
Lucasfilm didn't do anything to protect the cast and the crew of the act.
Oh, and I love this. And they've been making this argument that it was the toxic fans that fucking got the show canceled. I'm sorry. The fans who have had no power in Star Wars for over a decade, we got the show canceled. We got the show canceled? They haven't done a fucking thing we've wanted them to do, so we haven't gotten anything done. So how the fuck did we get it canceled?
You know what they've done? They made all the huge mass amount of people not care no more and not watch your stupid stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it failed.
It failed because Disney canceled it because it didn't get the numbers, because you went around talking shit about the fans before the show even came out, and because Disney has fucking made a point to tell fans they don't fucking matter. That's why it got canceled. We, quote-unquote, toxic fans don't have any fucking power in this.
Nope.
All we can do is just not watch something. Like, that's literally all we can do that has any effect. Don't watch.
Acolyte.
Why can't the girls have fun things for the girlies? Why?
Because the shit that was made was dog shit.
But it just shows how fragile you guys are to storytelling.
And it was for the girls on board.
Leslie Headland.
Yeah, exactly. It was for the girls on board. Yeah, and you made that very clear. So, dudes didn't watch the show. And guess what happened when dudes don't watch the show? Guess what happens? It doesn't get enough ratings or views to fucking not get canceled.
Here's something that will actually torpedo their like strawman argument really quickly. We watched Ahsoka.
Yeah, we totally watched Ahsoka. I liked Ahsoka.
And is Ahsoka a female-led show?
Ahsoka's a white male though, right? What? Huh?
She's a person of color in the lead role, and
And then all the toxic fans that didn't like the Acolyte because they don't like women were the same ones that got upset when you dumped Gina Carano.
And you had,
what? Why does that make sense?
Yeah,
because we hate women, right? We don't want to see stories with women, though. But we'll watch Ahsoka. We like Gina Carano's character. We love Buffy. We like Ripley and Aliens. We like Sarah Connor from the fucking Terminator movies. We fucking love Princess Leia. But we hate women. What?
What's funny too, you can actually see a decline in quality of the Mandalorian when they had to rewrite everything because Gina's character was supposed to have a lot more to do in the show.
Yeah,
but no, it's we don't like female characters apparently.
No, we don't like female characters.
And was so dedicated as a fan of Star Wars.
So when Mother Anicia says
these people have never been a fan of Star Wars, too.
No,
is literally
these people have probably never watched a fucking Star Wars movie.
Nope.
Wait. Tara's Toy Box. She changed her channel name. I like Tara's Toy Box. That's a great fucking name, dude. That's a great name. You should keep it as that. It's good. I like the name. All right, let's see what else they're bitching
about people of color.
Ask me what I'm about to do. I'm about to cry. Thank you for asking.
I don't care about what the incel said.
You guys bullied Amanda Stenberg.
If you don't care what the incel said, why are you so upset then?
Why are they always so obsessed?
And why are you making the video?
Why are they always so obsessed with sex? Like, that's the whole point of incels. Like somebody.
Well, because here's the thing. They think that just like everything else, remember for a long time it was, oh, you're racist. That meant something. And people would be like, what? No, I'm not. I'm not racist. What? You're racist. You're sexist. Oh, no, I'm not sexist. Oh, you're homophobic. No, I'm not homophobic. Those used to be insults, but they've been thrown around so much nobody gives a shit anymore. So then the new one is incel. Oh, you're fucking, you don't have sex. It's like, dude, nobody gives a shit about that insult anymore. We know it's just a thing you say because you have nothing rational to say.
It makes no sense, and they keep using it as like it's...
Well, they use it because they think it's an insult, but much like every other insult they use, it has become meaningless, and nobody gives a shit. If you call me an incel, I'm like, okay, whatever.
So in reverse, if you're not an incel, are you a male slut or a female slut?
I guess. I don't know. It's just another insult they think is going to get under people's skin, but it doesn't matter anymore.
What was it? They tried to come up with like a derogatory term for like male geeks or something like that a while back. Something they mix like adult children or something like that. I don't know.
Apparently, it didn't catch on.
No,
I don't know
because everybody called them like man-childs before or something like that. And when they try to coin this new term, it just didn't work.
Well, it didn't work because people will be like, "Oh, you're such a man-child." Yeah, I am. And I don't give a shit. Call me a man-child.
I think
I'm a grown dude who collects action figures. I don't give a fuck.
I think it was something like kidults.
Kidults?
Yeah.
How the fuck is that an insult?
They're stupid. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
So bad.
The Acolyte was kind of to be expected considering how it is set in the universe that has, if not one of then the most toxic fan base like ever.
To receive this news, I like him.
I am mourning the fact that we're not getting any more community.
What else they had in Acolyte?
Material.
What do you mean it wasn't bringing in the view?
It wasn't bringing. What do you mean it wasn't bringing in the views? Do you speak English? It wasn't bringing in the views. It means exactly what you just said.
Yep. And for the fact too, Ahsoka actually had the female witches too.
As we've talked about, we talked about this on a whole chat, dude. They were like, "Oh, people just don't like lesbians." Bitch, fucking straight dudes love lesbians more than just about anything. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you got people saying they're trans women lesbians now just because they like lesbians.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, dude. That is not why people didn't like the show. Fuck it. You could have had a whole show full of nothing. Dude, if you would have just made a good story, but it was a good story about a fucking coven of fucking, Jedi Force lesbians, dude. We would have all loved it if you just made it good. Straight dudes love lesbians, okay?
I know it's a little more.
It's one of the most searched fucking porn fucking types on the internet is fucking lesbians, okay? So it's just a stupid argument.
Oh, Ghost Shadow, I love his comment. It's so funny.
What do you say? Let's see. No one can be an incel. Everyone gets fucked daily by the government. It's so true. It's so fucking true.
That's the best. That's the best comment of the night right there.
Yeah, it's so fucking true. We're all getting fucked daily. No lack here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's see. Oh, let's keep this going.
The viewership was not bad. The precedent this is setting is very scary and very concerning. What Lucasfilm is doing with this decision is allowing the bigots to win, allowing the bigots to run with this and decide, even if that's not the original intention of canceling the show, that they have won, that they are correct, that Star Wars needs to be white and male and it can't be anything else.
But that's not true because we don't think that. We do, however, think that yes, the shit you made should never be made. It has nothing to do with being white and male. You fucking moronic retard who doesn't understand anything about the argument. You fucking fetus. Look at this chick. She's probably 21 years old. She was born after the fucking prequels came out, and she's fucking lecturing people on what Star Wars is and what the fan base is and what the fan base wants. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Princess Leia was the goddamn hero of that story that had to fucking pull together some fucking pirate and a goddamn moronic kid who had force powers but didn't know what the fuck he was doing. She was the one that pulled that shit together, and we all fucking loved it. And we all loved fucking Princess Leia for being a badass leader of the rebellion at 18 years old. So you don't get to sit there and lecture us about we just want it to be all a bunch of straight white male. No, we don't. We just want good fucking stories, you dumb fucking cunt.
The only problem anybody ever had with all these horrible shows that's failed recently, bad writing and the writers not respecting the material.
Yeah.
Which leads to
it's so simple.
Bad writing.
They turn it into everything that it's not. Oh, it's about racism. It's about sexism. It's about people being homophobic. It's about incel. No, it's just about bad writing and respecting the story, respecting the universe, respecting the characters. That's it. It's real fucking simple. And people used to know how to do that. They don't want to do that anymore.
Yep.
I don't give a shit how many fucking lesbians or black trans fucking lesbians you throw into something. If it's a good fucking story and respects the essence of the characters and the essence of what was written that the fan base likes, then nobody gives a fucking shit.
It's like a take for like a comic, for instance. Like people are like, oh, people don't want like these female-led characters. I would follow artists and writers to book the book because they're good writers and artists. Like when Peter David left the Hulk, he worked on Supergirl. I started reading Supergirl. Great book because he's a great writer. Gary Frank, I'd pick up his books no matter what character he's drawing, just because I love his art style.
Yeah.
And good writer will make me read books with terrible art too. It's just.
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
And I've never,
as we've said before, like if you just brought in people like fucking Timothy Zahn or what's his name, Kevin J. Anderson, and some of these people that were writing all those fantastic fucking stories back in the 90s and the 2000s that were putting all that stuff in book form. And just bring them in and say, hey, we want to start doing stuff, that hits with the fans, and the stuff you guys were writing, fucking, it worked. It hit with the fans. Yeah. Help us write some stories. Either adapt the stuff that those guys have already written, or fucking have them come in and help write new stuff. They have access. Another one was Michael Stackpole, wrote a bunch of fucking novels. I think he was the one that did all the X-Wing Squadron stuff back in the 90s, which was like my favorite series of Star Wars books. And just have those dudes come in and help. Like, you have the talent exists, who knows what they're doing, who fucking has written these stories before, who, you know, these people exist who know how to respect what the fans want and make good shit.
It's like with the new Star Trek stuff too, same way. Bring in the people who wrote DS9 and TOS, not TOS, TNG, and they're still around. They're still working.
Yeah.
They could have got those people in, and they actually know the lore and the canon. They could have wrote good stories. That's one thing I loved about DS9. DS9 probably respected the older series more than anybody.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's ignorance and lack of respect, because they you know, and it's a mixture of Hollywood greed, which is, you know, they're like, hey, we want to make money. How do we make money? Okay, well, let's take stuff we know already makes money and do it again. And then the ignorance and the disrespect comes from the people who say, okay, we want to take this thing that everybody loves and we want to ride on the coattails of it, but completely fucking change it to push our own agenda. So it's not like
use it as a delivery message for the delivery mechanism for the message.
Yeah, exactly. When it's like, you know what? Why don't you write your own shit?
Yep.
What, are you not talented enough to write your own shit? Write your own fucking movie. Create your own fucking, you know, universe. Create your own fucking IP to push your message.
I have
Why do you
never
gotta fuck up stuff that doesn't
read anything and said, "Oh, this would have been great if I looked like the character." I just because the character. I have never not liked a story because the character don't look like me.
No, I'm sorry. I grew up reading a lot of comic books. None of those motherfuckers look like me.
Yeah, and I don't understand this. Like, well, we got to have these. I can't get into the character unless it looks like me thing. And it's like, where did this come from? This narcissism type thing is like where people just can't. One of my favorite characters is the Hulk. I'm not a 8 foot tall green muscle bound monster.
Exactly.
I read Supergirl. I like Ghost Rider. My head's not on fire.
Yep. It's a stupid argument. It's an argument. It's a identity politics argument is what it is. And it's an argument that doesn't make any rational sense, but they keep saying it, much like everything. Just, you know, the same way they throw the insults of, you know, racist, sexist, homophobic incel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's the same fucking argument. It's just like, let's just throw shit out there and say, this is the reason why. This is the reason why we don't like you. This is the reason why you're toxic. This is the reason why we fail. Let's blame it on everything else. Let's blame it on other people. It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. They have no real argument. They don't ever listen. And that's the biggest problem is they don't listen. And a lot of them don't listen because that's what they're told to not do. So like a lot of the fans, like the people we just watched on this stupid fucking video, right? Most of those people are just fucking morons that have been told that the reason that Acolyte failed was because of toxic fan base, right? And they're morons and they believe it, so they repeat it. Then there's the people like Leslie Headland, that says it knowing it's fucking bullshit and knowing she made dog shit and knowing why it got fucking canceled, but they say it anyway so that they can shirk off the blame from themselves.
The Acolyte, with their budget, what they showed on screen, they had to be some damn embezzling going or something going on. People were doing something other because it does not show on screen of the budget.
Dude, for that being the most expensive show that has been produced, when you compared that show, and again, I watched every fucking episode.
The makeup, the wardrobe.
You compare that to any of the other shows they've done. Andor, Mandalorian, fucking Boba Fett, the Obi-Wan, whether those, you know, some of those I liked, some of them I didn't, doesn't matter. They all looked way fucking better. way better. The costumes were better. The set design was better. The special effects were better.
With the Rings of Power on Amazon. The costume, the original movies were fantastic. They actually were like hand weaving, like custom, like chainmail, realistic looking armor, and you had something that had the biggest budget ever on Rings of Power, $1 billion budget, and it looked like garbage. They looked
like they bought their costumes at Costco.
I saw better costumes back in the '90s on that Fox show, those Fox Friday night shows like Legendary Hercules and Xena. They had better costumes than what was in Rings of Power. They had better costumes than what's on the Acolyte.
Yeah,
and that's a show from the '90s.
A show that was cheaply made in New Zealand in the '90s for syndicated television.
Yes, and they had better wardrobe and makeup then.
Yeah. Which is sad. It's fucking sad. It's pathetic. It shows that the state of Hollywood is completely clusterfucked right now. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be an answer. I think what it's going to come down to is this kind of thing that happened with the Acolyte is just going to have to keep happening.
Yeah.
Where eventually, and I think that's what happened. I think we may have hit a point with the Acolyte where Disney finally was like, look, we have to start paying attention to the bottom line. We can't just keep ignoring the bottom line anymore. We fucking, like, what was it last year in 2023? They lost $4 billion in revenue. They lost more money this year. They're just losing money. They're hemorrhaging fucking money. They have to start at some point listening to their shareholders and paying attention to the bottom line and say, hey, look, this shit don't sell.
The best earner they've had in years is Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
and it's because
that's the best seller they've had since Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was another bit. That was the last big, massive fucking thing they had.
Yep.
So
Strange 2 was.
But none of those were. I mean, like they were. They were what they were. They made money. They did make money.
Yeah.
They've had movies that made money, but they had more movies that lost more money.
I wish they would have let Sam Raimi had more control over Doctor Strange 2.
Absolutely. It would have been way better if he just let him do it. But he was like restricted to, okay, we got to do a multiverse story. We got to talk about this and this and this and this and this, and we got to have this character and this character in there. And it's like, dude, just let Sam Raimi do it.
Disney Plus TV series that nobody watched, and
yeah. Just let fucking Sam Raimi do a Doctor Strange story, and he would have fucking done a great job
for a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah,
if they let him, they should let him write the full script, not have full control.
All they should have given him was, hey, watch the first movie. We want you to do a continuation of that, and you need to have Baron Mordo be the fucking villain of the movie, and then just let him write a fucking movie. Just let him write it, and he would have done a fantastic job.
That's what the second one should have been. It's been him versus Baron Mordo.
Yep.
And let it be as weird, as wacky as Sam Raimi can make stuff be.
Yep. Because that works for the character.
Yep.
But
instead we got horrible CGI like Third Eye on.
Stupid shit. All right. Let's see here. Tara's Toy Box says, can I get a wrench? Wonder how many would watch. Can you get you have a wrench? Doesn't Tara have a wrench? Wait, what channel are you commenting on? I don't know. Let me see. I know you've got a wrench on one channel. Do you not on the other? Let me see here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, she doesn't on the. She doesn't have a wrench on the.
Oh, I have to say though, I start getting the chassis parts for this, and I went completely blurry. The '66 Batmobile.
Oh, sweet! How long does it take to put that thing together? Like, how long is it before you get all the pieces?
I do not know. Actually, it is going to be a while because I'm going to do another build on Tuesday. I got more of the frame to build, and I got the rest of the front suspension. I got the spindle on this side. I built that spindle on this side. Some more frame parts. It takes over a year. It'll take over a year to get the whole thing together. But this frame is all die cast.
Nice. It looks cool. The finished pictures that we saw that you showed were fucking awesome looking.
This thing's gonna be a beast when it's all together. It's like a 1/8 scale Batmobile.
Oh, look at that. Now everybody wants a wrench. Now Leo wants a wrench. Leo, why do you deserve a wrench? You don't even come on the chat. You sit out there talking.
You've been in there the whole time.
Been out here talking the whole time. Doesn't fucking come on the chat. And look at it. We're about to end the chat too. So it's too late now. No, I think it is time to wind this one up. We've been going for over 2 hours. So, but yeah, we're going to wind it down for tonight. So that's pretty much going to do it for the Week in Geek podcast. We will be back next week. We'll do some more of this. Then on the GFTV side, we got our Friday night podcast. You're doing a chat tomorrow night over on Collector Express. I almost said Collector Fusion because I'm so used to typing that in the fucking chat. And then I'll be back on the 88 channel on Monday. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for me. So appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and having some fun with us. But we're going to get the fuck up out of here. We will see you guys next time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So later, dudes.